And there you have it, guys. $700 on the Qs. What a day, man. What a day. All-time highs on the S&P and on the Qs today. And we talked about $700 literally like a couple weeks ago on the Qs because SPY hit 700, and I was like, hey, if the Qs hit 700 this year, that would be cool now, wouldn't it? And here we are, $700, and we're up 25% off the lows. Think about that. The Qs hit 555 just about 30 days ago, and now we're up 25% to about $700. This is insane. And we have to break down a couple companies in this video, 3 that already reported earnings and 2 that I'm watching here after the bell. So guys, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, join the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates, my private Discord. All of that in real time is posted on Patreon, link down below, pinned in the comments as well. And now, cheers. I appreciate you all for tuning in as always. Let's break this down. So what a freaking day, guys. All-time highs again on the Qs, on SPY, and it's not all sunshine and rainbows today. Look, the Dow's down 0.25%. The Russell's actually down 1%. Bitcoin's down 2%. So we are selling off a bit here on the small caps, the Dow, Bitcoin, but the fact that oil keeps on tumbling, Brent is now under 100 a barrel. We're down 2%. We're at 99. WTI's at 93 a barrel. This has really come down over the last couple of days, down about 1-2%. That's helping the market as well. The fact that we're seeing oil come down, things are, they're not resolved in the Middle East, but we're getting closer to an agreement, in my opinion. So we're getting the signs, and the tech stocks are loving it, right? And on top of that, man, big tech earnings, Mag 7 earnings were insane, way better than expected. People are like, oh, why is the market going up so much? Should we be worried? I mean, look, earnings were way better than expected. And at the end of the day, markets are driven by earnings, in the grand scheme of things, amongst other things, but earnings are really the main driver. So if earnings were so good, right, it makes sense why we're seeing this. That's exactly what's going on. The Qs, yeah, I mean, you could argue we're due for a pullback, but man, it's a move that's based on fundamentals, in my opinion. Again, earnings were through the roof, and we were running into earnings, and the fact that they came out so stellar, we're pushing up even more. So speaking of earnings, guys, let's break down a couple here that maybe aren't really influencing the move of the NASDAQ today too much, but there's still companies worth watching, and we have to break down their earnings, starting off with Celsius, ticker CELH, which is up 7% right now, and it's still very much in a downtrend. I mean, this stock's been bludgeoned over the last 8-12 months, but it did have a lot of momentum back in 2024, 2023. You guys remember that, and it's been downhill since. For obvious reasons, I think. Their sales growth has slowed down. They were super popular, still are. I mean, look, I have a Celsius now and then. It's really the only energy drink I drink anymore. I drink them barely. I mean, like once every 2 months. But, they're pretty good, but the popularity has kind of cooled off a bit. That initial boom, the initial growth has slowed down, and they're still trying to, get that stock moving, guys. Maybe this is the start of that. We can see earnings per share beat, adjusted, by the way, 41 cents versus the 30 cents expected on sales of $782 million roughly versus 766 expected. So double beat for for Celsius on those core numbers. And let's see, did they give us any guidance? Not seeing any guidance, but we can see this article says Celsius is winning the energy drink battle with Pepsi in its corner. And yeah, they are one of the top brands. And I think Pepsi, it looks like from its integration into Pepsi Inc.'s distribution network. Okay, so I got to look a little deeper into that. But Celsius, guys, again, when it comes to energy drinks, it's up there, but there's a lot of freaking competition every day. There's a new energy drink, which is why it's a category that I tend to avoid. I mean, yeah, Monster is one of the best investments of all time, but that was at a very special time where energy drinks really weren't a thing. I mean, there were just a couple, if that. And now it's a crowded market. It's not the same. But Celsius still could have a lot more upside here, but we have to just get some more momentum either in their sales, in their numbers, something here, a new product, a new, whatever it is. I mean, whatever they have to do, they have to do it, right, guys? So that doesn't sound too great on my end, but man, my opinion is it's just the crowded business here, and it's kind of died down a little bit, the momentum. That's what it comes down to. And if you're betting on this going back to 50, 60, 70, 80 a share, you're betting on growth picking back up. And a lot of other different factors here. So Celsius, CELH, keep your eyes on it. DataDog also reported earnings. Let's pull up DataDog, ticker DDOG. This one's ripping 30%. I mean, what do you know? This stock was down from $200 to $98 a share. It pretty much cut in half, more than that. And now we're back to $185 on this earnings. Let's see what happened here, guys. These earnings must have been phenomenal, right? Too much pessimism was priced into the stock, clearly. Adjusted EPS came in at 60 cents. That beat the 51 cents expected on sales of over $1 billion versus the $961 million expected. So much better than expected here when it comes to revenue and EPS. And it looks like their full year 26 adjusted EPS guidance, they raised it from 208 to 216. That was the original range, to now 236 to 244, guys, versus the $2.17 expected. So very strong numbers. They raised their full year 26 sales guidance from 4.06 to 4.1 originally, now to 4.3 to 4.34 billion versus the 4.11 billion. So yeah, I mean, look, when a stock's down this much, it's pretty obvious. When a stock's down this much, there's a lot of pessimism priced in, and they just said, no, we're doing well. Guidance, we're actually raising it. EPS, we're beating the estimates by a mile. We're reporting $1 billion of revenue versus that 960 expectation. So it's pretty obvious. It was beaten up too much. Earnings were a grand slam, amazing guidance, and here we are. We're breaking out. Shout out to everybody that was, in this stock before the print. Congrats to you guys. You're making a lot of money here, but if I'm not in it, I'm not FOMOing into it, if that makes any sense. I would not buy this breakout. I think it's going to potentially pull back, so be careful. Trade at your own risk, guys. And we got earnings out of good old Mickey D's. Doesn't everybody like the nostalgia associated with McDonald's? I know I love it, man. And look, the stock's been beaten up, $60 a share down. And the reason is, you might be like, Stas, why is this happening? Well, we're down 17% because we've seen a rotation out of these defensive, safe names back into the Qs, the tech stocks. Where do you think all this money went that went out of McDonald's? It went into stocks like Nvidia, Amazon, Google, Micron, SanDisk, right? All that money came out of the McDonald's of the world, and boom, did exactly what I thought they would do 2-3 months ago, right? We talked about this. We said there's no reason McDonald's should be trading at this valuation. And honestly, McDonald's wasn't even that high compared to some other ones, but we had Coca-Cola, Pepsi, Procter & Gamble, all these defensive stocks trading at nutty valuations, and we predicted this, that we were going to get a crazy rotation out of those back into the Qs, and we got it. McDonald's did not get they got the short end of the stick. That's not the right saying. McDonald's, let's just say, they got hit pretty badly, right? Considering they were consolidating at 300, trading in the mid 300s for a little bit. They got nailed, man, 20%. And look, McDonald's is one of those stocks that will get bought up. This dip will get bought up. It's one of those names. In fact, I'm even considering in my longer term, kind of my set it and forget it portfolio, maybe adding a little McDonald's. It's a great compounder, great dividend. They're going nowhere. But yeah, man, this thing got hit, and maybe I'm going to let it come down a little more. We'll see here, guys. I think they reported pretty good numbers despite the drop here. Yeah, EPS adjusted 283 versus $2.74 expected on sales of 6.51 billion versus 6.46. So double beat out of McDonald's. Comparable sales, global comparable sales up 3.8%. Global system-wide sales up 11%. U.S. comp sales up 3.9%. Let's see, international developmental licensed markets up 3.4%. Anything on guidance, not seeing it. But yeah, McDonald's, guys, it's one of those stocks that if it dips 20-25%, it's one of those where you got to consider it. Just add to it. If you own it, I've said this before, my core stocks, guys, McDonald's isn't one of them, but I treat them as if, okay, each time they drop 20-30%, as long as the fundamentals are still intact, I'm adding. Simple as that. If Google drops 30%, 20%, if Nvidia drops, if Amazon drops, I'm adding to it, right? And McDonald's, I know, is a core holding for a lot of people out there. I think it's a good opportunity here, quite frankly. Out of all those defensive stocks, I think this could be a good buy. You want to look at these names when, after the rotation, when they're beaten up, when they're down and out. That's when you want to get in. Like just 2-3 months ago when Nvidia was at 160, AMD was at, God knows where it was at, a lot lower. All these tech stocks were down. That was the time to get in. Now we're seeing those go up. McDonald's is coming down. Not saying that the tech stocks are going to come down. McDonald's could go up with the Qs up as well. But I think it opened up a great opportunity here, and I'm looking to potentially nibble a little bit, especially if it gets down to the 250s, guys. I think I bought some. I know I did, actually. I bought McDonald's last time it got down to the low mid 200s. I think it was right in here. It got down to 250, and I literally bought it at the perfect time. I mean, this stock went right back to 300 a month or two later, and a couple months later, and I locked in profit. So I'm looking at something similar here. If McDonald's gets down anywhere in this ballpark, I'm adding. Simple as that. I'm getting back in. But for now, I'm keeping an eye on it. And I have 2 stocks that I already own that are about to report earnings after the bell here, guys. Let's take a look at these. And by the way, hit the like button. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't done so already, man. I think 50% of you watch the content on YouTube and you're not subscribing. And on Facebook, we're super close to, I think, 80,000 followers. So make sure to subscribe. Hit that follow button. I appreciate you guys as always. So MercadoLibre, this one's been down for months now, downtrending, but when in doubt, zoom out. This stock still looks great on the 3-year chart and, of course, on the max chart as well. This looks phenomenal, right? So MercadoLibre chart-wise looks like a buy the dip easily, in my opinion, and the fundamentals back it up. Analysts have them doing, on average, revenue of $8.32 billion versus $5.93 billion from last year, right? They're expecting growth of 40% on the top line. I'm excited to see their numbers after the bell today, guys, on EPS of $8.20. So EPS is coming down a bit year over year. That's projected, again, at $8.20 versus $9.74 from last year. So keep that in mind. But the fact that they're growing 40% top line, guys, that's remarkable. And they're a leading player when it comes to e-commerce, fintech down in Latin America. And there's a crazy stat. They've grown their revenue, I think, 30% or more for 30 quarters or something like that, which is insane. And again, the stock's downtrending. I've been buying the weakness. I'm down a little bit on the stock. I think I'm down a couple percentage points, 3, 4, 5%, nothing much. And I'm convinced we're going to be a lot higher longer term, or else I wouldn't be in this stock. But I think also once we take out this resistance at about 1900, which look, we've been struggling for the last couple of weeks. That was support back in November, all throughout the end of February. Once we take that out, though, we're going to be on our way back to $2,000 plus, and I don't think it's going to be looking back, guys. So I'm excited for MercadoLibre and Toast. Toast is another one which is up a good chunk today, actually. We're up around 4.5%, 5% heading into earnings, and we can see here this stock's also been downtrending with no real breakout in sight yet, but this got caught up in the whole software AI sell-off, and a lot of people got, very, very scared, thinking AI is going to, take over Toast. Somebody's going to vibe code a product for restaurants. Toast is in trouble, right? And I couldn't disagree more. Their restaurant management system, it's deeply integrated in a lot of restaurants. They're growing like crazy. And the product itself is phenomenal, and they have a great moat. Think about this, guys. Restaurants that use systems, once they use a great system, which Toast is top of the line, phenomenal product, it's a sticky business. They're not going to just, toss the entire system, the entire restaurant, from the management to the cooks, to everybody up and down, to the busboy, right, to the servers. Everybody knows this software. They're not just going to get rid of that like that for an app or for a software that somebody vibe coded recently or whatever it may be. So I think Toast is one of those that it's a sticky product, strong moat. It's top of the line when it comes to what they do in the restaurant business. And what I love about them is their product is only for restaurants, right? They're not in this industry, that industry. They're focused solely on restaurant management systems, and they're crushing it. And I love the way their CEO and the management team navigated the last earnings call when they were asked about AI. They're using AI to actually build the business or grow on top of it. They have, an AI. I forget the AI's name now, but there's an AI within their restaurant management systems, and that's being utilized by, people running the restaurants to actually help them, right? And they're using AI to grow the business. They're not being eaten by AI, at least in my opinion, as of right now. So I love it, guys. They managed the call very well, because at that time the AI question, the fear was a lot higher than now, and the stock went up a good chunk after that earnings report, and I think there's a chance it does that now as well. So I'm excited about Toast. EPS is projected at 27 cents versus 20 cents from last year on revenue of $1.63 billion versus $1.34 billion, up 22% from last year. So Toast, guys, it's down a lot. Fundamentals are still strong. The company's growing, founder-led, great management team, and when in doubt, zoom out. The chart looks good, does it not? I mean, that's my opinion. We're down $20 a share from all-time highs, about 40%, and I think this could springboard higher in due time, or it might not. Nothing's guaranteed. This could go to zero for all we know, guys, but I don't think so. So with that being said, let me know your thoughts in the comments, and check out the Patreon if you want to keep up with my portfolio updates. See week in, week out what stocks I'm buying, all my moves, right? All of that's on Patreon, link down below. And there's a private Discord if you're interested through the Patreon, down below in the comments, or go to StockSurfest.com/Patreon. And with that being said, cheers. I'll see you all in the next video.